Hello YouTube, it's me again, shintigercurl, that guy in the straw hat, bringing you my review of WWE Survivor Series. Now this was a great card going into it overall, but it was pretty great as far as pay-per-views go. It was better than most, probably one of their better pay-per-views of the year. So let's get right to it. First match was for the United States title, Ted DiBiase Jr. versus Daniel Bryan. Now, normally, since his return, all of Daniel Bryan's matches have been match of the night since he came back for pay-per-view. But and he actually legitimized Dolph Ziggler as the Intercontinental Champion. But this match, it's not his fault, but it's just that Ted Jr. is very boring. His ring style is average at best. It wasn't anything to write home about, and I could see that Bryan was working with him and trying to get something out of him, but he just wasn't bringing his game up to that level. But anyway, after a pretty lengthy match, Bryan retains his title. Then The Miz comes out and jumps Bryan, and he cuts a promo. I wasn't able to see it because my stream went out, but we all know that Cole was probably sucking his dick probably big time. Second match was between Sheamus and the Sex, John Morrison. Now, if any of you heard the podcast from my last video, you know that I have a severe man crush on John Morrison, and he really showed his stuff out there tonight. He and Sheamus put on a pretty good match. Sheamus was the aggressive powerhouse we know him to be, while Morrison pretty much used his parkour and his toughness to gain over the win. And he picked up the win, so they're really going to try to push him. It's nothing against Sheamus. This loss won't hurt him in the slightest. Next up was probably the match of the night, for me anyway, was for the Intercontinental title, Kaval versus Dolph Ziggler. Now, Ziggles, as I like to call him, pretty much got over with wrestling fans on the IWC because of his recent matches with Daniel Bryan. Sure, he lost all three, but he looked hella good in him. The match was extremely well paced. Ziggler was looking great out there, but Kaval was amazing. He did like a backwards moonsault and landed on his feet. And if you want to see Kaval, aka Senshi, aka Loki, at his absolute best, tonight was that night, and he has nowhere to go but up from here. So kudos to, even though he lost this match, he looked pretty good doing it, and I want to see it again. Ziggler, Kaval 2. So that's probably the best match tonight. Next up was the traditional Survivor Series match pitting Alberto Del Rio's team of him, Dash and Cody Rhodes, Jax Swagger, Tyler, I don't know what the hell he's doing here, Rex, who else? The Lethal Scotsman, well, what's his name? Damn. Drew McIntyre, and who else was on that team? I can't remember who else was on the team, but it was a pretty good team. Against Rey Mysterio and his team of Big Show, Kofi Kingston, MVP, and Chris, don't call me the Waxterpiece Masters. Overall, it was a pretty interesting little Survivor Series match. It had some pretty good moments, like when Alberto Del Rio was facing the Big Show, and he was like, you don't want to fight me? Come on. I got a big smile. Drew, why don't you get in the ring? I don't think so, mate. You're going to have to face this guy. You're the captain. Well, he tagged him anyway, and then he just looked at the Big Show and just gave him that smile and wink. Apparently, Big Show doesn't like to be winked to, so he just knockout punch. He's out of the match. Another highlight for it was when Cody Rhodes, who despite not being in the ring that much, actually looked better in this match than Ted Jr. looked in his match. he was fighting Kofi Kingston. Kofi slapped him in the face, and Kofi slapped Cody in the face, and Cody went berserk. I mean, he was like, "Don't hit me in the face!" And he just pulled off a tantrum. He went outside. He was tearing things up. He even had the ring announcer. Hold up his jacket that has a mirror on the back, so he could check his look. He got back in the ring. He got slapped again. But in the end, Big Show and Ray won it for their team, and it was pretty well decisive. Overall, it was an okay match. Next up was the heavyweight title match between Edge and Kane. And Edge has been playing mind games with him, and he still has Paul Bearer somewhere. We don't know where he is, but he's somewhere. So the match was pretty well paced. It was much slower than than the other matches tonight, but it was more methodical, and it worked to both their strengths. It ended with Edge laying a spear on Kane, and somehow their both arms laid on top of each other, and they're both with their shoulders down. So the ref called 1, 2, 3. Edge music hits, and the announcer actually says that Edge had won the championship, but the ref says that it was a tie. So in the event of ties, the title reverts back to the champion. So Kane's still the champion. Edge didn't like this one bit, beats the crap out of Kane, puts him in a wheelchair that he had brought to the ring, and throws him through the barricade. Now, I have to say, Edge fought a very smart match. He did everything in his power to piss Kane off and threw him off his game. And overall, this was one of Edge at his dickish best. So I liked the match. Didn't care too much for the end. Didn't too care much for the tie ending. But it was a good match. Next up, I believe, was the Divas title between Les Fools and Natalya Neidhart. Now, it was a strange match in and of itself. It was just very strange to me. But in the end, Natalya won it with a sharpshooter on Mrs. Undertaker, Michelle McCool, becoming Divas champion. She immediately gets jumped by Lay Cool, and that's until the Glamazon, Beth Phoenix, made her triumphant return and beat the holy hell out of those two stupid those in the words of Mae Young, those stupid sluts. So I have to say, congratulations, Natalya. Didn't think you had it in you to win it, but good job. Next match was for the tag team titles. I say tag team titles because the WWE has no tag team division, and there are only two named tag teams: the Hart Dynasty, which broke up, and the Usos, who were buried by Santino's Cobra. The division is dead, so those titles are worthless now. Anyway, it was between Darren Young and Heath Don't Call Me Wendy Slater defending against Santino and Kozlov. Now, I will say that Santino impressed me. He actually pulled off some pretty good moves in the ring, and he showed a lot of in-ring skills. But in the end, Nexus pretty much beat the hell out of them, and they retained. So on to the main event. Probably one of the most anticipated main events of the year. Wade Barrett versus Randy Orton, WWE title. John Cena referee. It's freed or fired for John Cena. So the tension in the ring was palpable. The match itself was good. It was well paced and well executed by both Barrett and Randy Orton. And I was actually surprised that Barrett actually pulled off a Boss Man Slam, aka Black Hole Slam. And actually, I couldn't believe that Stryker actually called it a Black Hole Slam on WWE when the move is called Black Hole Slam on TNA. So I don't know if he'll get in trouble for that, for calling a move by another company. But in the end, Cena called it right down the middle, and he's fired. That's right. John Cena, I mean Randy Orton is still the champion, which means John Cena's fired. Nexus stormed the ring, but they were able to fight him off. And Cena hands Randy the title, and they have a little bro hug, and Randy just looks at him like, okay, you may have lost your job, but you did it, but you kept your honor. So Cena, after Randy leaves, Cena like milks his goodbye by going. For some reason, he goes to hug Michael Cole, of all people. He doesn't hug the King or Striker. He hugs Michael Cole. What the fuck would you hug Michael Cole? What the fuck has he done to deserve your respect, John? So anyway, Cena heads up to the ramp and he's like, you know what, fuck this. And actually goes into the crowd, going around in a big circle, slapping hands, hugging people, and just milking his goodbye for all it's worth. And he finally gives up his you can't see me hooks, and he finally leaves. And that's Survivor Series. Overall, I would say that this was it was a pretty good pay-per-view. It had some great matches. It had some incredible drama. The only ones I didn't like or care for were the Divas match and the tag match, which I didn't care for. And overall, I'd say it was one of the best pay-per-views that WWE put out. Not saying it was the best, like some people, but it was one of the best. So that's my review, and hope to catch you all soon for tomorrow night when Raw goes on without John Cena, a world without Superman. So until then, this is shintigercurl, that guy in the straw hat, bidding you a goodbye. Later.